Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stone by Stone. My name is Lauren Hall, a former member of the ECFC women's soccer team, and I am so excited to be introducing someone that you guys already know at this point, Andrew Swanson.
Hello. Hello. I'm in the guest seat today.
Yes, he is. I am running this ship. I am the captain now. And forever.
Yeah. We've got the photographic evidence of that. That's true.
You're right. I miss the feeling.
Yeah, you missed the armband. Did you take an armband?
Yeah, you're not getting it back.
I'm not asking the questions today.
You're not.
I'm not asking the questions today.
You're not.
Yep.
You are here to answer all the hard-hitting questions that me, as a soccer player, as someone that was on the team, now a former player on the other side. There's so many questions I have about you. You are, first of all, an enigma of a human being.
Great.
Yes, you know
Love this so far. This is fantastic.
We all know this. But okay, so you're the president of our club.
Yes.
Our club being Edgewater Castle.
Yes.
How long has Edgewater Castle been in existence?
Edgewater Castle has been in existence since the end of 2017. Pre-COVID, yes. So James and I first met to talk about it, I think, in like the summer of 2017. James Katia, our co-founder, and dear friend, Uncle James. We met for the first time in the summer of 2017, and then we got our non-for-profit status, or we incorporated on Halloween of 2017.
Spooky.
I know. And then we got our nonprofit status on November 17th of 2017.
You remember all of these dates?
I do. They're all listed on the forms.
That's very awesome.
I got to keep track of all our forms. So
all of the forms. Oh, don't worry. We'll be going over all of your responsibilities.
Oh, God. Okay.
Too many.
Yes. But no, it's just enough.
I knew you were going to have diplomatic responses to everything.
I'm so uncomfortable. The public needs to know how uncomfortable this is.
You're welcome.
Because I am so used to an exorbitant amount of control in these conversations, and I'm really proud to be so brave to sit in this place.
I feel honored to be trusted.
Uncomfortability. I do trust you.
Thank you. I won't ask you any really hard questions.
Oh God.
Wink, wink.
I'm so scared.
So you met. How did you guys meet? Was it in the soccer world?
No. So James Katia was just a guy I knew from the neighborhood for a couple of reasons, because I ran a theater company in Edgewater for many years called Jackalope Theater.
We love Jackalope Theater.
We do love Jackalope Theater. Go Jackalope Theater. And I knew him because we had a storefront theater on Thorndale, just east of the Thorndale Red Line stop.
Okay.
And there was another storefront on Thorndale west of the Thorndale Red Line stop called Edgewater Workbench, which was very cool. And you could like go in and they'd make like 3D printed parts for you, and you could like 3D print whatever you wanted, or they'd like have a laser cutter so you could like make cool stuff with them.
Just general things.
Yeah. Like, and they did like something called the community repair shop, where you could like come repair your stuff with them or print new parts. It was super cool.
It's very, very Edgewater.
It is. It was like a very emblematic business there for a while. And before that opened, they ran their community repair thing out of our little storefront theater.
Got it.
So anyway, James I met because he went in there to create a toy called the Puzzle Truck.
Okay.
Which was basically based on a toy that he had come up with as a little kid in Tanzania, which was like you essentially find things that fit together and turn them into a toy.
Okay.
And so he basically made this truck that he laser cut out of a piece of board with their help, and then turned it into a product and like sold this little toy called the Puzzle Truck. So I met him there because I was doing furniture, so I knew them really well. But I also...
You met at this...
Edgewater Workbench, yeah.
Okay.
So we met there.
Because you guys are both working on totally different things.
Correct. Completely different things. So I was doing theater and kind of doing carpentry, and he was like creating this toy. His kids were really tiny. These are the kids who are now like 6'3".
Yeah.
And they went to the elementary school across the street from the theater where I taught theater classes for a little bit with Jackalope, and his oldest son was in one of my classes. So I knew of him through that, and like saw the kid in the shop and was like, oh, you must be Oz's dad. And then like the other folks that ran the place introduced us. So anyway, that's how we met.
That's hilarious. I don't want you to feel like you're going off on a tangent at any point because I think none of your stories are going to be straight lines. So do not be afraid.
I say
this so lovingly.
That was the shortest question to longest answer ever.
I am the same exact way when I answer questions. Take us the whole journey.
Okay.
Don't feel like you have to like shorten it up.
Okay.
If they need to edit it out, then
I will,
fine.
Of course, probably be doing the opposite from now on.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Please give us all the tangents.
Okay.
So you met in a completely unrelated to soccer situation.
Yes.
How did you guys start talking about this?
So basically, I wasn't really into soccer at all when we first met, actually. So it was like much later when I brought up the idea that we should like start this soccer club. But that came through him essentially being the only guy I knew who was like connected to the game of soccer at all, which is that he ran the elementary school after school soccer program at the same place we were doing theater classes.
So he was teaching after school soccer. You were teaching after school theater.
In school theater.
School theater.
So we were like brought in by the music department to like teach acting. So I met his kid in that acting class and then saw him running these soccer things after school. So like months later after we had met and I'd sort of connected the dots of who all these people are, I was like, oh, I should talk to that guy. Wait, I'm missing a piece. Sorry, everyone.
Please.
The alderman at the time, Harry Osterman. Shout out Harry Osterman. Love this guy.
Wait, why do I recognize? Oh, is there a street named after?
Kathy Osterman Beach.
Oh, there it is.
That's his mother, who was also the alderperson.
Oh.
Fascinating history there, but we don't have the time. Basically, I went to Harry Osterman because we'd worked really closely with him on the theater stuff. And I was like, I got crazy ideas about soccer suddenly. And he was like, what are you talking about? This makes no sense. But if you're going to talk to someone, talk to James, who runs these things for Swift School, right?
So this is all Edgewater.
Yes, this is all like this is like all around the Thorndale stop. Genuinely, like the school, the theaters, and honestly, the Edgewater workbench is now a part of the dry cleaner next to Castle Liquors. So this is all like, I'm not kidding, within like 200 feet of itself.
Hold on, Castle Liquors. We'll get to that.
Yes, hold on, Castle Liquors. But where we had our first meeting to talk about starting the club was that little corner restaurant right on the corner there at Broadway and Thorndale.
Yeah.
So,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So like that's exactly where the whole synthesis of the club happened, was like around that stop, basically.
So you see he's all into the soccer. You're like, I've never played soccer before, nor had I really had any interest in it.
Yep.
What sparked your idea of even wanting to venture into start a conversation with the alderman and also with James?
So I was doing theater still, so I was acting, and I was in a show at Jackalope at the Armory, and I had a furniture company. So I had like tangentially gone off to do furniture and started a furniture company and had a little furniture studio / workshop on Thorndale.
Do you still do that?
No.
Damn it.
I do that for my wife and I at home, and that's it.
Damn it.
Yeah, I just do not have the time.
Okay, fair.
But maybe for a friend we'll talk. Anyway, the point is I was doing that, and I was in a show that was about to open. It was like a big deal Jackalope show. I was super excited about it, and I had a really bad accident in my wood shop, and I almost lost an eye. I won't like get into the details, but it was like scary enough fun. And it was partially I was not wearing my safety goggles, kids. So it was, I take plenty of blame for this, but
I was not expecting it to go to the eye. I was like, maybe a phalange.
No, I know. It's I won't go into any details, but essentially I had to drop out of the show. I had to stop working, which like got me in kind of a lot of debt. Like it was a very tricky time.
Yeah.
And that they were like, basically like, if you want to save this eye, you got to be on the couch for the next like couple months and like not do a lot.
A sentence you never want to hear. If you want to save this eye.
I will tell you, I heard it more than once over the course of those months. So like, I'm very fortunate, and like while I'm genuinely like so lucky that I can have an eye and I can see, and it's like I have glasses, as you can all tell.
Did you have glasses before?
No.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and in fact, I had perfect vision. The hubris of this all is very clear to everyone, I'm sure. But
so clear.
Yeah, but I had basically perfect vision, but after the accident, this eye, the good eye, had to work so hard to overcompensate that it is now requiring glasses also.
Poor baby.
I know.
Wow.
You know, it's like the one sibling that like has to work harder to make up for the problem child. So yeah, I've got two kids here.
Wear your safety goggles.
Glasses, whatever you got, wear them.
So this sent you into a different chapter.
Correct. So this is the question you asked. How did this lead to soccer?
This is a very good backstory. I'm loving this.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm on the couch, and it's like the middle of the day, and I'm like very bummed to drop this show.
Yeah.
And it was like the day before opening.
Oh no.
So like
your understudy was probably so excited.
Didn't have one yet.
Oh no.
But a very brilliant young actor named Andrew stepped in with the script and did the show, which is like heavy fights. It was crazy.
He said, I'm Andrew now.
He said, I am the Andrew now. He did. I actually just saw him recently. It was great. But so anyway, I was bummed out. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm miserable. But in the midst of that, and I'll preface this by saying like I was like playing FIFA occasionally, and I had some slight...
This was a time when
everyone was playing FIFA.
Yes.
This was like 2015, 16.
People that had never played soccer before had only been playing Madden and NBA. And
this is more of an EA Sports thing than it is a soccer thing.
Yes.
But I was in there, and I was like, yeah, I recognize some of these logos.
You were like
basically
X,
circle
every now and again.
And I was turned on the TV or whatever method we were using to watch content at the time. And there was a Champions League game on. So it was like Liverpool, which is one of the ones I recognized. And I was like, oh, I know what that is through FIFA. And some other super random thing I'd never heard of.
Classic. Because
it was a Champions League game, early rounds. They were playing a team like who got second in the Belgian league last year or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, I didn't know this was even like, why is this team from this country playing a team from this country? And like, what's the deal with that? What's that called? And like, I started to sort of piece things together through, my experience playing FIFA, frankly, like too late, too many beers with my friends, and like being like, oh yeah, that is a real world that exists out there. And because I'm such a nerd for like history and stuff.
I'm glad you said it, because I was going to say,
I'm glad you let me wait.
Very nerd coded.
It is. And I'm a person who really, really digs in. Like I want to know as much as I can. I want to like watch the documentaries and like find the books and so on. So I really did go like full psycho on soccer and my like learning as much as I could.
Yeah.
Because I just had a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah. I mean, I could imagine.
Yeah. So I did that for like approximately a year. I was just like, I'm super into this. I had like some relative delusions of playing soccer and like learning to play really well.
I think a lot of people have been at that point.
Of course. You like buy cleats and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this.
I'm pretty sure I played co-ed soccer against men that have had those same ideas.
That's like 90. I mean, that's 90%.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm not gonna. But anyway, the point is that like I got very quickly very into it, to the point that I started to like want to spend my time doing it more and like being more involved in it. And
is this when you had reached out to James, or is this all before you reached out to James?
This was sort of, it didn't take too long. I'd say like I reached out to James probably within like 5 or 6 months of the accident happening and like the recovery process starting, because I think it didn't turn into a full-on like we gotta start this club thing until like the spring or summer of 2017.
Yeah.
And then that's when I think we started talking, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get this paperwork done. But it was a very quick thing, and the reason I decided to do this instead of anything else is the like theater thing. Is that like starting a theater company was something I'd done, which was for me, very like community based and very related to like working with civic organizations and working with the park district and the alderman's office and all these things to like gather the community around something.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot to create something from scratch like that, like in a city nonetheless. Like,
yeah, exactly. And like, so I all of that stuff that I had done through the theater side, I was like, I bet this is going to be pretty similar.
I've done this before.
Well, but at least it gave me like a context to like try and translate it.
Yeah.
Right. Where I was like, okay, so we don't need to be inside all the time. In fact, we need a giant outside space. Who has those? You know, it's like the same process of like, what are the basics that you need? And they're the same for both, which is basically like a place to do it that is suitable to do it in.
Important. A
theater with lights or a field, right? People that are talented at it to do it, which we're very lucky to have had many of over the years. And then people who want to see it. And like, that's kind of it, right?
Yeah.
Is like, if you can get all those three things, you can like build some momentum on that. So
So this started as a 2-man operation to start.
Yep.
You and James.
Me and James. That's right. So we started by just basically saying we want to do this. And then we held a tryout. Well, we spent like not a long time, but we like came up with a name and a logo and like we went through all that stuff.
Tangent. Let's go to that then. I had a lot of questions about this.
Great.
Edgewater Castle. Where did the name come from?
It's a great question. It basically came from a few different things that all kind of like merged together. So we talked about like that block on Thorndale, and we mentioned Castle Liquors. So that's a component of it. There are sort of multiple answers to this, and it sounds a little wishy-washy the way I answer it, but that's just what happened.
It's a creative blend of things.
It is.
Castle Liquors is the liquor store on Thorndale.
On Thorndale, yep, right at the alley, just west of the Thorndale Red Line station, and it's been there forever, and it's been a huge partner to us as a club and to the theater when we were there. So
they hang our posters.
Yep, they hang our posters. They have all of our trophies at Castle Liquors now. So they're like super supportive and down with being connected to us.
Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, it's great. But so when we were starting the club, something that's always been really important to me about like a name or a brand or something like that is that it's like something that you can picture without needing to be explained anything, right? And to me, like, enough people know what a castle is.
Yeah.
You know, enough people know what a castle is. Not everyone.
Pretty internationally known thing.
It's like it's an emoji. You know, like everyone knows what a castle is. So like that's helpful. But then also Edgewater and like all these areas up on the lakefront here is full of these apartment buildings that are all stone or brick.
Yeah.
And they're all sort of like turreted. Like the fronts of all of everyone's apartment buildings have these little like dit just because they're like, that's classy,
right?
You know, in the 30s or whatever.
We love Chicago architecture.
And you interviewed Brick of Chicago.
I talked about Brick for
you really did
like an hour and a half, and it was fascinating.
Yeah, longer than you maybe have in your entire life.
I had so many questions I didn't know I even had.
I know, but that was a part of it. Was that like the architecture of Chicago, especially like Chicago apartment buildings and condos, have that kind of like, what's the word? Oh, it's such a nerdy word. Castellated.
That's a word.
It is, yeah.
Castellated.
Castellated is kind of like what that sort of shape is.
Got it.
That, you know, the water tower downtown.
Yeah.
So that
I love that building.
It's beautiful, but it's the same architect that did the front of Rose Hill Cemetery.
That makes sense.
Which is also the same kind of design, and that's called castellated Gothic.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So but like that's great. Okay, so I feel like
I'm getting so deep into these titles. I need to take a breath.
I asked you these questions.
No, I know.
This is beautiful though, because like I feel like you like were like, well, it's a combination of this is not wishy-washy at all. Okay. First of all, it's like the perfect like it's a holistic branding and marketing approach. Is like you basically took Chicago and Edgewater specifically and connected so many dots to it, and that's how you know it's a good brand.
Yeah, I do like it. And it is, it is. I do like it. To be fair, but I like that it has so many different origin stories because
it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it also sort of allows there to be some mystery one day when people are like, "No, it isn't that. It's this."
No, it's the liquor store.
I can't wait for people to argue over it.
No, it's the cemetery.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Shoot, I had another question about. So. I remember specifically, here's my tangent, when I joined the club, was it 3 years ago now? 3 years ago?
Yeah, probably.
We were playing at that field by the Hideout.
Yes. Yeah. And it was with Emma.
No, Tristan.
With Tristan, right.
Tristan, not Tristan.
No, not Tristram, Tristan.
So we had...
That was 23, early 23.
Oh, God, that's weird. No, that can't be.
Isn't it?
Yes, actually, because that is the year that I met Jose.
I think so. We'll get there too. Anyway, it was a while ago.
But I remember
I'm not asking the questions here, so I'm just...
You can add. There were a few like OGs at that point that had been there. I think it was the second year that you guys were even existence for the women's side.
Yes.
So there was already a very strong like presence of the players that had been there from year one. Uh-huh. And I got there and I was so scared to ask questions. And I remember one of the practices we did like our sign off for the night, which is like rooks on 3, 1, 2, 3 rooks. And I just was like, okay, what the fuck is a rook?
Yeah, of course.
I literally just out loud was like, can someone please explain to me what this is?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, so can you please?
Yeah. So a rook is the castle piece on a chessboard. And the castle, as we know, is sort of our main iconic thing. So like this is another part of our like brand identity, I guess, is that like the chessboard and the castle piece kind of feature into a lot of the way we represent the logo. And like we've got, this guy. So that's sort of like a rook or rookie, our mascot. Yeah. So that's like essentially like a nickname for a castle is the way I think about it. So the players are the rooks.
So what about, is it like also like chess is like strategy and like, I know we say defend the castle.
Yeah, of course. I think it's less literal to the game of chess because, the rook can famously only go forwards and sideways, which doesn't make for a very exciting soccer game. No. And if like everyone on the field is doing that, it's going to get messy.
It'd be kind of fun to watch.
It would be fun. It's a different version of the game, probably. Grid. It's all on a grid. Mm-hmm. But one of our supporters and dear friends, Jake Payne, has a chant that he does for the rooks at games, which is, I think it goes like, forward, backward, left, and right. Something about the team.
I think I need you to find a clip of that or something.
It's out there. We'll loop it in and post. But
take care of it in post, please.
So the rook, and I think like coming up with a fun nickname that is fun to like say that is different than, like Arsenal or the Gunners. And there's like having a fun nickname is sort of a part of the like building of the brand for us.
Yeah. And we also now have like a big mascot guy.
We do. We have Rookie, who is like a joy and a terror to many. I'm so obsessed with the way people react to Rookie.
Yeah, he's an interesting fella.
He is. There are so many photos of of like there's like a person in the background who's clearly seen Rookie for the first time, and in the photo they're just like like what is that?
Horrified.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then like one little kid is like laughing and smiling, and the other kid is like, I don't want to talk to that thing.
It just takes some time to get used to it.
It does. Once you get to know Rookie, it's all good.
Yeah, I just want to know who's behind the.
You'll never know. Yeah.
Sure, I won't.
You won't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no one's allowed.
Uh-huh. I have a feeling there's a few people that have been behind that mask.
It's not for me to say or know.
I think you know.
I don't. What Rookie does with their time out of work is not my job.
All right, fair enough. I like this. We respect privacy on this podcast.
Absolutely.
So you came up with the name. Mm-hmm. You came up with the logo.
Sort of. Yeah.
We got there. These are the steps of creating the club.
Yes.
So then what next?
Well, we had to have a team. So we had to have a tryout, and we were only planning to be a men's team at the time, right? Because we were like, I know, Borf. But we definitely recognized for us it was a see a need, fill a need thing. And while the need for women's soccer teams was way greater, there was still like a very clear, like there are just dozens of high school kids.
Oh, 100%.
High school boys looking for somewhere to play soccer. So we held a tryout at Sen High School.
All ages?
No. We held a tryout, which was basically like 16 and up. Okay. Like we're not a youth team. We're not trying to deal with youth soccer.
All ages to me, 16 and under don't exist in my life anymore.
Of course. No, exactly. So yes, all ages. Basically like if you're an adult player, high school or above, like come check it out. So 8 people came to that tryout, which is not enough players to play soccer in an official game. So we were like, all right, okay, gonna need to do another one of these, I guess. But like in that group of people who came to that first tryout, Caden was one of those people. Caden McGreevy was at that tryout.
Caden McGreevy is an insane graphic designer.
Yes, he does all our posters. He does a big part of our brand work this year. And like, this is just an example of that, is like a person who was at our first tryout to play for the team is now still like heavily involved in the club, which I love. But like him, Gabriel Masalu was one of the first players that came to a tryout.
Masalu.
Yeah. Edgar Oropeza, who was on the team for a long time.
Yeah.
Yep. He's probably one of the people who introduced Jose to the team eventually.
They also play together.
Yeah, of course. So like it was this group of people that was very like, for me, I was like, well, this is a little embarrassing. Like, I really wish there were more people at our first tryout, but whatever.
Yeah.
But within a month, we had like, whether or not they were all great, we had a group of like 20 guys training.
It's crazy, the network of players. Yeah. It blows my mind because I play, well, I can't right now. But I play so many co-ed leagues, and you ask one person. I mean, you could ask Masalu, and he'd bring 5 people.
Yeah.
Without a question to come play, and they would not ask any questions. They would jump on the field immediately and play their asses off.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it wasn't hard to build that network once you got those guys bought in.
Yeah. And the word of mouth also of like an opportunity to play that's actually free. Right.
Yes.
And that was the thing that was always a part of the plan, was like, this always has to be free, because that's the difference between us and other things, is that like even pickup leagues or whatever.
Fire pitch, you're paying a lot to play.
Yeah. Or you're getting to be brought in as like a random sub for free sometimes, but that's not consistent and it's not actually like going to be helpful long term. Right. So we basically like started with like 0 reputation, 0 money, like 0 knowledge of soccer in my case, and started to just say like, yeah, that's all true, but this is free and we're going to work really hard at it. And everyone was sort of like, okay, well.
So you get the people, I'm thinking from a player's perspective.
Yeah.
You join this club.
Yeah.
You have no idea what their goals are. You have a minimal amount of people at the tryout.
Yeah.
You're like, what is going on? This man doesn't play soccer. Mm-hmm. James is the nicest person ever. Mm-hmm. What's the deal? Like, how did you get people bought in?
Yeah, I mean, I think it took a little time, but the I don't really know. I think like ultimately it was just
It might be a question for the players.
It might be. I don't even know. I think ultimately, like, again, the like repetition or the consistency of like being there and being like, yeah, come back next week.
Yeah.
Or on Thursday or whatever. That was something that people really wanted, was like something to return to and like have be a part of their schedule. Because even that's another thing that the game gives people is like somewhere else to go and like be and like have friends and that kind of thing. So like if we're able to give people an experience that is at least like not shitty to be around, then they're going to come back, you know? So like that's been a big part of it, is like making sure that people have a good time.
Was it just practice? Were you guys in a league already?
At the beginning, we were just practicing. We'd sort of started our first partnership with the Park District to get field space, and we're doing our first like youth programming for that. So I think we were training maybe like once a week, and then having a field once a week to like either do scrimmages or like try to host friendlies. So we did start eventually hosting friendlies, and we were just like getting cooked out there. Like we were experiencing some things that we will never forget as a club. And like Masalu was on the field for those, and we still talk about it to this day, like how bad some of those early games were. Caden was in those games, you know. So, but we were like, we got our first uniforms, right? And like those showed up, and that was like the most exciting thing that ever happened to me, you know? So like we started to get those things where people were like, oh, okay, we're like figuring some stuff out.
Yeah.
And it really was those super early things that kind of started the momentum of any kind, which is that like, oh, it is actually exciting to get a big box of jerseys, and like I want that to happen every year.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we do. So it's like it's a thing where people could see that we were getting a little better at it every day. And that probably helped people be like, okay, I'm not wasting my time.
When did Jose join?
I think 2021.
It was a few years in? No, he was there before I was.
Must have been 19. He was there pre-pandemic for sure.
Jose is my now husband, who I met through Edgewater. So
biggest pride point of my life, maybe.
I gotta say, and there's also a little rookie brewing inside of my belly as well, which is crazy.
I'm not gonna cry.
I know, it's weird.
I'm not.
We're still processing it all.
We are. But I will say, yes. So Jose was our first like really good goalkeeper, and that had to be well after those early games. So because like early games, I mean like winter 2018, we were in an indoor league. Was he already there? He might have been like there. He was not playing in the RWB Adria game that we lost 12-0.
Oh, God.
That much I know.
Yikes.
That was like the first game we ever played, really. He was not in that game. Masalu's little brother was a goal that game. But I'm pretty sure he was in our first outdoor season, I think.
It's so fascinating for us to compare our Edgewater experiences because he has been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
And when we talk about Andrew and like refer to Andrew in any way in our household, our relationships and perspective of you are so freaking different.
Sure.
It is so funny to me.
Because his memory of me is still as the like, yeah, totally.
Scrappy guy, like starting off this club, figuring it out.
Driving this weird ass van around.
He has talked about the car.
Yeah. The vehicles of the early days were like very much a part of my identity, which I have since, no longer have that van.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's probably for the best, actually.
But you're very much involved with everybody. Like you were carpooling to games together, like very community driven, like literally scrappy grassroots type of situation.
Totally.
Which is wild, Andrew, because when I joined this club, it was a vastly different situation in so many ways. And not even from the first year I joined to me now not playing where you guys are now is wild.
It's crazy. It is.
So I have to ask, because this is the question that's on all of our minds. How did you create a non-for-profit and turn it into a now team and club that is in professional leagues? How do you financially do something like that? Like, are you getting all these sponsors? Like, how is this club supported? Because I have to know, because like this is so impressive and crazy to me.
Thanks. Yeah, it is a lot. And it is like an accumulation of time, right? Where like the now over 8 years has sort of like created the snowball of the thing kind of without any help in a lot of ways. So because we showed up when we did, and because like soccer has done what it's done also independent of us, like these things all really were around the same time, right? I think the best thing that we did was to like only do the things that helped the club move forward.
Yeah.
And helped players, right? And obviously now we've grown to the point where like we have staff that are getting compensated, and like I'm making money for the first time, which is very cool. But the process of going from, you know, having X amount of money you need to spend to sustain like one men's team in one league to 2 years later, like X amount of money to sustain 4 teams and, you know, two men's and 2 women's and 4 leagues.
And
like,
travel.
And
gear.
And gear, yeah. So like every year we've tried to get the club in a better place and give the players more resources and more support and all these things. So like every year it demands more of us to find that money, right?
Yeah.
It's like all it is that if we try to keep our momentum going, that's just what's required.
Yeah.
So like the fact that we're not a pay-to-play club, which is like I think actually a bit of a trap that a lot of clubs get themselves in, is that when you're kind of relying on your talent to fund the whole thing, it's sort of just not a sustainable relationship, because I think eventually the respect for that talent can't really be justified in a way from the club's end, right?
Yep.
So I think that, you know, for example, like the way that we try to do what we're doing now is essentially just gaining revenue through sponsors and through selling tickets and through selling hats and merch. Go buy some merch. It goes a long way.
Go buy some merch.
But it is through like essentially setting standards and then trying to keep up with them, which is that like if last year we got this amount for the front of kit sponsors, next year we need to make way more than that, because we need to be doing way more than that.
Yeah.
And it is eventually, ideally, because we do have ambitions to go pro one day, like that will plateau at some point, way higher than we are now, which is like very scary to think about. But until then, we because we started with like 0, we just have to like try to double every year until it gets big enough. And now we're at the point where we are in the USL landscape. So we're like pre-pro now and really pushing to go pro. And that's basically because we kind of just had the patience to build up the momentum, you know, which is really, really hard.
Yeah.
It is really difficult to do, but like it is something that's necessary if you want to have something that can sort of grow on its own, is that it just takes a long time and you like have to you have to wait it out.
I know it seems like it's been a really long time, but in the grand scheme of things, you've done insane things in a very short period of time.
Thanks.
Like, it's insane.
Thanks.
To me.
Yeah. It feels like a long time, but I do know what you mean, that like it's changed a lot since like the last 3 years have been like a huge amount of
like exponentially.
Yeah, it's grown a lot.
You guys have clearly created something that people can buy into. I mean, I've said this on like every podcast episode that I have recorded. It's like when I walked in, I had no idea what I was walking into and was so confused on like all of the resources you guys seem to have. like social media wise and the kits and all of the freaking people surrounding this club. And like, it is insane to me because you aren't doing pay to play. People are playing and are bought in so hard for this club. Like, just for like the pure passion of playing for this club, which is like really hard to do. Like, you've created a culture that is really hard to be. I have not seen any team culture as strong as this, especially like in this level of game. And you don't really see it at like this level of soccer.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would ever get a chance to play for a team with a culture like this after college. Like, I thought I was like done after college. And
yeah, I think that the culture piece of it is really about like being a really attractive place for good people to spend their time, you know, which I'm like super proud of actually, is like the collection of individuals that we are as a club now is something I'm just super proud of, because I think we do put forward an energy and like we're not super secretive about our opinions on a lot of things, and that like people really do want to spend their time in a place that's super like chill and inclusive and cool with everyone. And like there's no reason for anyone to be you know, essentially we take this very seriously, but we also don't take it that seriously. And that like
there's so much fun that's had on this club.
Yeah. And I think that like in terms of like culture, the squad that you captained last year was like the pinnacle of what we've been able to do as a club in that way, because like it was just the most infectious team to follow. And the fact that y'all were so like joyful and cool and had so much fun and like listened to music and sang and like enjoyed road trips and all that stuff, like that by itself would be such a win in women's soccer.
Oh
right?
my God, yeah.
Like by itself, that would have been like, ooh, we fucking crushed it. That's great. But also won a national championship. So it was very cool last year, especially to see all those things about like how proud I am of the culture and the values of the club, but to also go out and like kick that much ass was
right?
So cool.
Like having fun and also kicking ass at the same time, which I don't think you get to really do a lot of the time.
No.
It was definitely...
Kicking ass isn't always fun.
You're not wrong.
You know, it's not always fun.
And kicking ass is always fun for me, but that's just my opinion.
Depends on who you are, I guess. Yeah, but I think like the people we have involved and the leaders that we've brought in over the years, like including yourself and including Jose and including like all the people who've come to the club and now stopped playing and doing other things with the club or not, we're just really lucky that we've had some incredibly like good people around.
I think it's a little bit lucky, but I also think you attract what you put out or whatever. I don't get what I'm trying to say, but like I feel like-minded individuals find each other, like birds of a feather flock together.
Yep.
Took me 3 tries, but we got there.
We did it.
You know, like players, good people attract good people. Great players attract great players.
Yep.
And I think now it's kind of just like snowball effect.
Yeah, exactly. I love thinking about the word momentum, because I think it's super important, and that we've done a good job over the last few years of like not letting the momentum from seasons like die off in the off season.
Yes.
Right. And like that's one of the bigger challenges for us, because our seasons are really short.
Yeah, they are. But if it creeps up on you real quick.
It sure does. We're in the off season right now, but it's gonna be the season soon.
Edgewater never sleeps.
Edgewater never sleeps. That's right. Everyone says that. Everyone says that.
Yeah, that's what they say,
Put it
right?
on a t-shirt.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna stop us here.
Okay.
Take a break.
Okay.
Hear from our sponsors. All of those wonderful, wonderful sponsors, and show you guys how to buy tickets to our next season. And we'll come back and ask you some more hard-hitting questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yay.
Thank you.
Eight years ago, we were just an idea. A distant dream for togetherness, joy, and triumph. We did not inherit a dynasty. We did not arrive with airdropped riches and fanfare. We began with a foundation of belief and a shared commitment to build something. Something authentic, something necessary. We're building this club the only way we know how. Stone by stone, brick by brick, goal after goal after goal. Now the foundation is set. The structure's sound. We can hear the music of the side streets and the rhythm of Lake Michigan as we give our community more Chicago to root for. Which is why we're proud to announce, for the 2026 season, Edgewater Castle Football Club officially enters the national stage, USL League 2 and USLW League. We built together. Now we climb together. Onward and upward, always.
Hello and welcome back. I am really excited to ask you the next few questions.
I'm very excited to hear them.
So, you have two badass, powerful women running your programs.
Yes.
Was that by design?
No. Nope. And to be fair, there's actually 4 badass women now running those programs because our program director on the women's side, Nicole D'Agostino, obviously is very important to that program. And our program director on the men's side more recently brought in Chelsea Noble, who was with the team a little bit. So she's now running the men's side with Doigu on the admin. So yeah, we've got a lot of powerful women running our soccer right now. And it's really going great.
I
frankly.
love to hear it.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
On that note, actually, I was going to ask you this before the break, but I completely shot the bed on that one. What made you want to create a women's program after you had a men's program for so long?
Yeah, I think again, the point of the club has sort of always been to just fill needs that are there and create opportunity for players. And very quickly, the more I got into soccer for the first time, I started to experience the environment. And you can't be an American soccer fan without seeing the gap between the men's program and the women's program internationally, and the quality of women's soccer here compared to the rest of the world is very different from the quality of men's soccer here to the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. So that was a very obvious thing I was noticing even as a kind of novice in experiencing the game. And the opportunity for women to play sports at a competitive level, period, was very clearly not there a lot.
Yeah.
Especially post-college, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very similar thing that we were experiencing on the men's side. So, and there were other women's teams in Chicagoland, Chicago City.
It's the NA beer.
It's the NA beers we're drinking. Mm-hmm. We technically shouldn't say who they're by yet.
We won't yet.
Nice. But basically, that was great. We what was I saying? I don't remember. I should never be in this side of the chair.
My brain went completely dark too.
We literally did a double wink at the camera and everything
all we thought about was content when that happened.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we got him.
Okay, we're talking about women.
Oh, right, of course. As per.
Mm.
So those 4 women, namely the 2 head coaches. This is going great. Can we start over?
I got this.
Bring us back, please.
So the gap between the
Yes,
women's
is
and
why,
the men's.
Yes. So
Were you noticing that by just watching, like literally like watching these leagues? Or was this also like you're seeing the men's side build and you're seeing women coming out to support? Or like, are you seeing this right in front of you?
It was kind of a combination of like the experience we were having with the men's side here and getting to know more players that were women, right? Which like I didn't know players at all really until
it's that network.
I know, and it starts in like the co-ed leagues, right? You start to see women on the field that are just like kicking the shit out of these dudes, and you're like, what? Why are you so good? And they're like, oh, I'm a 4-year starter at whatever college, and I just come here to play for fun. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, there's like really talented players that have like nowhere to play.
Mm-hmm.
And that was even more so the case on the women's side. So yeah, it just became really important that we create that opportunity as quickly as we could. And I think we essentially, again, had to wait and be patient for us to have a big enough club and structure and enough money to support a second program.
Yeah.
Which came in 2022. So we like founded it in 22, started to build it. And then I think our first season was 23 in UWS.
Yeah. Because we were in the UWS.
IWSL. Okay.
We did both.
We did, but that was 24. I think you came in 24, not 23.
Yeah, you might be right.
But anyway.
Because it was a summer of 24 probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
In that winter that's also the first year that Emma came in. And then left.
Yes.
Anyway, the point is the reason for starting it was that and the you know, like it was, to answer the first question, it was definitely never the plan to have an all women's sporting staff period, right? Let alone we didn't have a women's coach on the women's side at first. So I think there were a lot of things that like evolved to make that program what it is now, which is like national champions, like so good and so entertaining and such a like pillar of the club now is our women's program, which is super cool and like makes sense how quickly that happened because of how bigger that gap is, as I was saying before, right? Where like the need is actually greater on the women's side for more teams because there aren't a fewer amount of D1 college soccer players on the women's side. No. There are in fact way more because the women's programs didn't get cut from colleges and the men's ones did, which means that there are just way more women's players without
I've
teams.
never done that math, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Actually.
So like U of I, for example, in Champaign-Urbana doesn't have a men's program.
They have a club team.
They have a men's club team, right? Because the football program takes so many of those spots under Title IX. Complex. It's overall good.
Makes sense.
Anyway, the point is, it was a very clear need that we were like, we got to do, like no one else is doing this and in this way. So eventually, the way the story ended up where we are now is that Emma was brought in the summer of 24 to take over right before our first season in UWS, or like right at the beginning of that season. Very quickly, like no nonsense, super smart, super good, really good like player manager person of just like personalities and doing her thing and being a good like tactical brain. So her first year with us was awesome.
Yeah.
And like we were super excited to see the way it was growing. Then she left to have a baby.
She did have a baby.
She had a little baby. Zeke. Sweet Zeke.
Love Zeke.
So she basically took that next year. She was like, I'm going to have a baby. I'm going to be off next year. So
broke all of our hearts.
Had to take time away. So we went and hired Doigu Erdogan to be the women's coach in 2024.
No, that had to have been.
Yes. Oh, you're right. Yes, you're right. Because
so
she
Emma
came in
was 2023.
Doigu was 24.
Yes.
Yep, you're right. It was 23.
And then last season was 2025 with Emma again.
That's exactly right.
You figured it out, guys.
Okay, so basically, Emma was coach. She left to have a baby. We hired Doigu to be the women's coach. Emma was like, my baby's older. I could come back. And we're like, well, Doigu, you want to coach the men's team? And she was like, yeah, why not? So she moved over to coach the men's team. Emma came back to coach the women's team. We won 5 trophies that year.
Bada bing, bada boom. Forget about it.
Worked out. It worked out.
It sure freaking did, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
And I love that you guys are continuing to build on that momentum.
Yes.
Because clearly it's doing some good stuff.
Yeah.
some good, exciting stuff.
It is doing some good, exciting stuff. And we're in, like going into this year, we're moving up into bigger leagues. So we're moving up to the USL2 on the men's side and USLW on the women's side. And we're playing against some like big clubs and, it's playing in a bigger stadium. And we're really trying to, double down again because that's what we do.
I have questions regarding all those things.
Okay.
So I inquired for some questions from listeners.
Oh my God.
Before this interview.
Fantastic.
20 minutes before this interview.
Fantastic.
And I had so many questions come in so fast.
Wow.
Are you excited and ready?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Okay, we were ready to talk about USL, so why don't we just go on to that? How do you see the future of the USL as a whole, particularly with their plan to start promotion and relegation in the next couple of years?
That's a good one. That's an excellent question, listener. Really teed me up for a good soundbite here.
I think that what USL is doing is super important because what needs to happen, in my opinion, is that we are moving toward a more solidified and clear to understand pyramid between our leagues. And I think right now with the model that we have with MLS and USL being separate and being kind of unaffiliated is challenging because it sort of is the only one in the world like that. And that there isn't the ability for teams to win their way into MLS. MLS teams can't lose their way out. It's not very much a meritocracy the way it is in other places. Not to say that that's entirely a bad thing, but essentially what I think USL is doing is that they are creating an opportunity for our system to evolve into one that makes a lot more sense. And I don't know like what will need to happen or what like enormous schism or whatever will occur to like merge those things one day. But I think that for like the nerdy sickos like me that are thinking like 15 years ahead.
Beautiful.
The idea of like USL building this pyramid into something that is so strong and valuable as an alternate to MLS means that there is some world in which these things could merge or one could buy the other.
Yeah.
And then we've got what they have in England, right? Like, which is the Premier League and then the pyramid under that.
Yes.
Where those things are connected. And like that to me is the only way to have something that is based in meritocracy where you can win your way up, like what Wrexham is doing, which is drawing so much attention from Americans, not just because like Deadpool owns it, but because it's an underdog story, right? It's like crawling your way out of a hole. Like people will watch that all day. Because,
it's like the American dream.
Correct. It really is. It's like, getting it done yourself, right?
Yes.
No one's gonna help you but you kind of energy. And so like I think people are really interested in that story. And that's what USL can provide by instituting promotion and relegation and doing so in a way that's really successful. Which who knows if they will. But that's the hope, is that like this evolves into something that allows us to compare our system much more closely to systems that produce better soccer.
All I know, first of all, great answer.
Thank you.
All I know is that when I was a part of this league and just playing for Edgewater Castle, nothing made any sense as far as the leagues go. I was so confused all the time.
Yeah.
I literally was like, I had the men's, like people from the men's side sending me these pyramids. And I was like, this didn't clear literally anything up for me.
Exactly.
They're like, here and one's outside of the pyramid, and I'm like,
it's red string and pins on a wall.
Yeah,
like that's all it is, right?
That
now.
one meme
yes,
with Charlie Day. Yes,
that's me explaining this to anyone.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It is,
and there's always one girl on the team that knows, but it's never me.
No, but you need to get her a projector and a pull down screen in like 4 hours.
I literally had someone try to explain it to me on my way here, and it made no sense to me at all.
It's okay, and that's why what USL is doing is good.
Good. Yay. Go USL.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some more questions. What's your favorite bar and why is it double bubble?
Ooh.
Double Bubble is my favorite bar. Double Bubble is my favorite bar because it is at the end of my alley. So that really helps. It's like the geographic placement. The proximity is super helpful. I've had like some really great birthdays there. I've had some really like awesome heart-to-heart conversations there over the years with friends who like
making of a good bar.
Really, yeah. It's like a sort of, it's a classic dive bar, but it's had upkeep, right? So it's not a dive bar in the way that you walk in and you're like, has this place ever been mopped? Right? It's not one of those, but it's been there forever. And it's like, you know, you can walk in and it's like retired cops and drag queens and like
Edgewater,
the tamale guy. Yeah. Like it's everyone. And that's what I love about the Double Bubble is that there are your like regulars who come every day and will be there no matter what. No, I'm not one of those guys.
Not anymore.
I'm making my way into being one of those guys, actually. I have been going to read at the Double Bubble occasionally. So it's like it is me and the regular.
We're at that level.
Sitting there. Yeah. It's been a long winter. But I love the Double Bubble. There are many, many, many good bars in Edgewater and around Chicago, but the Double Bubble is my local.
Who do you think asked that question?
Was that James?
No, that one came from my own house.
Oh, was that Jose?
Yeah,
that's good. He's right.
Here's another question.
He does know me well.
He does, clearly. Like I said, we have very different relationships with him.
Yeah, that's true.
If you could go back, we're going to go easy question, hard question.
Okay, great.
If you could go back and restart with developing / creating this club, what would you have done differently and why? Or would you do anything differently?
Excuse me. I think like I have a ton of funny jokes I could probably try to come up with about like embezzlement and becoming rich and doing it that way. But I don't think I would. I really don't. Like I'm genuinely really, really happy with where the club is right now. And I think that there's a part of me that feels like if we were way further along, we would have probably had to sacrifice something to do that. And I think a lot of the things that we have not sacrificed are like worth keeping.
That's a very good answer.
Thank you.
Andrew.
I believe that too. I think, yeah, I'm like really happy with where it is right now. Because it's not
That's
done.
my president.
Hey. You heard it here, folks. But I do think that like the fact that we have a lot more potential still and we've come a really long way, like that's right where we should be.
Also, like all the lessons that you've learned over the last few years.
Yeah.
I imagine
you win or you learn. You know?
That's amen.
Yeah. We've done a lot of learning over the years.
Amen. As he looks at all of us in this room. Okay, here's the next question.
Okay.
What is your favorite beverage to consume while watching soccer?
I mean, you know, I do love beer. I'm a Midwestern dude. Like I love beer. I really do. My favorite beverage to consume watching soccer is probably like a relatively light local beer.
Local.
Yeah, I'm not going to give any specifics on that because we haven't solidified all of our sponsorships yet. But I do have a few favorites. Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Well, I'll send out my list after a few further conversations.
Ooh, you looked straight into the camera for that one.
You know who I'm talking to.
Terrifying. My next question. What is one thing that none or very few people know about Edgewater Castle?
Tell
us all of your secrets.
Yeah, I'm like we're a pretty transparent organization, you know? Like, I don't know if there's a lot of things people don't know.
What about... Yeah.
Well, many people now know that one of our co-owners is Carrie Coon, the actor.
Who knows that?
A lot of people know that.
I don't know that.
You knew that. Didn't you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Carrie Coon from the Golden Age. And
Since when?
Since like 2000, like since the beginning, since like 2018. She's in our community ownership group.
Andrew Swanson.
So that's one thing.
That is
that people don't know.
Good random
the thing
fact.
I was gonna say is that there's another amazing actor in our community ownership group named Usman Ali, who is in the pit right now. Yeah, he's one of the doctors on the pit.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of wide variety of interesting people in our ownership group.
The web of Andrew Swanson's network just grows larger every day.
Yeah,
I learn something new every day about who you know, how you know them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're just a yapper.
Yeah, I'll talk to anybody, you know.
I love that about you. It's very Midwest.
It is. Yeah.
I can relate.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
I'm the kind of person who will really say like just the thing you're doing. I'll be like, so you're putting stuff in your trunk there, huh? I'm like, yep.
That's very Midwest coded.
Sure am. It is, yeah.
That's how you start a conversation.
That's how you start a conversation. Comment on what someone's doing.
Yeah.
And let them say, sure am.
God, I think I do that.
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Trying to get up the stairs with all those groceries, huh?
Why was that the first thought you had?
Because, I just pictured a scenario. And if someone's getting up the stairs with the groceries, and then, you follow up with, could I give you a hand?
Could I give you a hand?
Yeah.
And that's how I met his wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not true.
No, not at
No,
all.
it's not my wife.
It could be a good founding story, though.
Yeah, one day.
Make a movie of
Let
it.
me also quickly give a shout out to my wife, Dr. Allison Law, who
Dr. Allison.
we were also married, but we've been together for over 11 years. And she is like absolutely one of the individuals that makes it possible for this club to have made it this far.
Oh, bless her.
Real talk. She's just like, genuinely, she's my rock.
Oh.
And like, if she wasn't so structured and had her act together to such a degree over the course of the last 8 years, this club would not exist. So,
Andrew, I can relate.
yeah, major shouts go to Dr. Allison Law.
If you were a creative, marry someone who can give you some semblance of routine.
Some semblance of stability and routine.
Yes.
And like, I'll tell you, she thought she was getting involved with a theater person / carpenter, and it got way less stable than that.
It got so much worse.
So just imagine that journey for her.
That's
But yeah,
amazing.
I just thought I'd mention that.
Oh,
this
we love
section.
Dr. Allison.
We do.
We're surrounded by strong women.
We are surrounded by strong women.
I
Thank
love
God.
it.
Yeah.
My next question is this: women's team or men's team?
I love all my children equally. I think if the only way I can answer this aside from that is that when the men's team wins a natty, it'll be harder to make the call.
Mm-hmm.
I think on the field, the men's team will always be chasing a national trophy, or will be chasing a national trophy this year in order to catch up to the women. I don't know if you know this, but the new jerseys that we have this year,
Which I have not seen yet.
no one has. But there's a special feature on the women's kits this year that honor the national trophy from
It's gonna be a
last
star.
year.
It's gonna be a star. It's gonna be a star. It's gonna be a trophy.
It's not a trophy or a star, but it's very cool, and you're gonna really like it. I'm not gonna tell anyone what it is.
Bullshit. I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
And I'm going through all your phones after this episode.
Actually, I'm just gonna.
Oh my
we
God,
have
you're gonna show
time.
me?
I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna show you, but the camera can't see it because
Okay.
it's a secret.
Get out of here.
Everybody, just like
Oh my
turn away from your phones or whatever.
I
for
feel
a second.
so special.
It is very cool. And it's cool because it's like an homage that people. So this is the keeper kit. It's a little. Do you see what it is?
Yes, I do.
Hold on. It'll be easier to tell on the other one. Hold on.
Oh, these colors. Oh, stop.
First of all, the color scheme is great.
They're beautiful, yeah.
Second of all, that's very
Isn't that sweet?
Edgewater coded.
Isn't that sweet? Yeah.
Oh,
You'll find out soon, folks. It's
you
cute.
guys.
It's cute. It's really cute. So yeah, New jerseys are coming down the pike too, obviously.
Really excited for that.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to order them, obviously.
You will very likely be able to pre-order a jersey for yourself in the very near future, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 more questions.
Okay.
What's your go-to supporter snack?
Ooh. Supporter snack. That sounds like a I'm trying to come up with something that's clever and I can't. That sounds like something like a line of snacks we should come out with for
snack.
game days.
Yeah.
Or it's like a box of different snacks or something. Anyway, it took me way too long to come up with that answer. That wasn't an answer. I love a hot dog.
I knew you were gonna say a hot dog.
Yeah, I love a hot dog. I love a hot dog. I love a Chicago dog. A Chicago dog's like a whole 3-part meal in one tiny handheld thing. I love it.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been surviving only on hot dogs.
Yeah.
And Home Depot runs.
Yeah.
For the kitchen renovation we're doing right now.
Yeah, of course. But you got to go everywhere that they sell hot dogs. Stop at Costco. Stop at Home Depot.
Costco membership.
Yeah.
Oh, very jealous. Can you please get Jose to do that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Good.
I mean, I don't know if I can do that, but I'll try.
You could do it. I feel like you have some sort of persuasive powers.
Gotta tell you, I love Costco, Jose. But yeah, I love a hot dog. I also really like pizza. We're gonna have at our games this summer. We're gonna have some really, really outstanding concession options.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay.
Last question.
Give me in 60 seconds. What are you most excited about this season?
I'm most excited about us being in the new stadium in this neighborhood, like in Ravenswood, super close to Andersonville. And I'm really excited to be just doing everything we sort of set out to do, which is like play at a really high level against really good teams in our community, for our community, and represent ourselves really, really well in that and give everybody a really fun time. And I think it's a World Cup year, but Chicago doesn't have games. So we're going to be like the only team playing games in Chicago during the World Cup, which is like very cool. So we have to like take that responsibility and show everyone what we can do. So I'm just really excited for the whole dang thing.
What a great elevator pitch.
Thank you.
You heard it here, folks. Your World Cup is going to be taking place at Holmgren Stadium. I don't know if I said that correctly.
You did. Partially. And Winamax Stadium.
Yeah,
both.
Andrew, thank you so much for letting me take this chair from you today. Thank you for asking. Well, you did ask me some questions, but thank you for answering all these hard-hitting questions.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to be a part of this club for now and always. Mm-hmm. So
thank you. And like honestly, you're being here and you're being the host of these episodes is so awesome, because having you continue to be a part of the club after being such a huge part of the team on the field the last several years is like very meaningful to me. As I already said, like it means a lot that people that were at the first tryout are still around. It means a lot that you are still around. It means a lot that you and your husband, Jose, who you met through the club, are having a little baby. And I'm just really, really, really grateful to get to talk to you about stuff.
Never getting rid of me.
Nope. Wouldn't try. Wouldn't try.
Look at Tyler.
Tyler wants us to kill it. Okay.
Wait, are we still rolling? Okay. This was Stone by Stone, an Edgewater Castle podcast. We will see you very soon, hopefully at our games and at our next episode. Bye.
Bye.